going back to this interest that you have in maths and arts, I really like the story of how, well, can you tell the story of how when you were teaching maths, you were working on a gridded piece of paper?
Yes. So I did my BA, graduated during the pandemic. So I was like...
You're one of those?
Yeah.
How was your graduation ceremony?
I didn't go to my graduation ceremony.
Oh, no.
Didn't get a degree show.
From CSM?
From CSM. Actually didn't... I didn't actually cry about not having the degree show, to be honest. I don't think I was in the right mind to make the best work, given what was happening in the world. It wasn't,
yeah.
Yeah. So I think it would have not presented me in the... Like, I don't think it would have been my best work, and that's fine.
Do you think it was almost like an opportunity, because you would have been maybe defined by that end of year show that you would have done?
Yeah, exactly. So I haven't been burdened with that, like... This is my big show that I've made and I've invested all this time and money into. But yeah, so I graduated and then I was like, I need to get a job. And the art world was kind of not open. And I also didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went into teaching because I've always kind of really enjoyed the idea of teaching. And I ended up working at an alternative provision school. So a school for people that can't engage with mainstream education, kind of like a pupil referral unit but it wasn't a pupil referral unit.
Okay.
Which is very like, if you work in education, people go, oh, you worked at a PRU, and I'm like, no, not a PRU. But yeah, it was for kids that couldn't engage in mainstream education. A lot of people, especially after COVID, really dropped off from school. And so I taught everything, but I really enjoyed teaching maths and art and science, but especially maths. Yeah. And I taught a couple of people GCSE maths, which was kind of fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you were spanning from younger to
it was mainly
GCSE
like
level.
year 7 to year 11,
Okay.
I'd say. I didn't really teach any younger age. And it wasn't like higher maths, it was kind of like the foundation maths paper, which is a category in GCSEs. Yeah, and so I'd like carry maths exercise paper books around with me because we didn't work from a classroom. We went to like the local library of the kids and they'd come, or like sometimes we'd go to their houses. So we kind of went to the students, and that was like our unique selling point as a school. So I just had loads of these maths exercise books on me at all times for teaching purposes. And I started using one as a sketchbook, kind of influenced by this book I was reading called Zeros and Ones, or Ones and Zeros, I Get It Flipped, by Sadie Plant, talking about like the history of computing. And I was like, oh, this is so interesting. Yeah, so I kind of started working on the gridded paper as a cross between, there was like a moment in the history of computing when computers were being invented, when the guy that invented them, Lord Babbage, took inspiration from the jacquard loom, which was like a way of weaving more complicated textiles more like mechanically. So they used punch cards to program the lace or the jacquard, and then they stole that punch card, they were influenced by that punch card system when they programmed computers. So then I really liked the form of the punch cards, and that was kind of what, and I had all this maths exercise book, so I was like, oh great, I'm going to start just colouring in the maths exercise stuff.
Lily, how did you go from the maths notebooks to the painting?
It's really recent, and it was partly, it's kind of like, it's a formal thing, and it's also a limitation of development that I think I was going to run into with paper. Like paper is very fragile, it was kind of hard to finish in a way that I was happy with. Like I tried all these different finishing techniques, and I wasn't settled on anything. I think the paper gives it this really interesting quality that I like, and also I find interesting because it's got such a nice story to it. But it meant that it was harder to do things like shipping, it was more fragile, it was harder to layer, it was harder to like make edits. There was only so much like colour options. So really it was like a way of just making it a bit more developed, was moving to canvas. It was like a very like material, pragmatic, like I want to push this further, and I don't think I can push it that much further if I don't at some point put this not away forever, but like slightly to the side.
Okay.
I think there's still space for the works on paper. I see it as like I'll do both at the same time.
Because you've touched on many mediums, right?
Yes.
And you came to choosing painting now. You define yourself as a painter.
Yeah.
How did you go to choose that one?
I'm going to be so honest. I think part of it was just that was what I was doing when I decided that I needed to stop changing mediums every 2 years. Like, I think
timing.
It was honestly just timing. It was like right thing, right time. No, it was a bit more than that.
Yeah.
I would say
sure.
I definitely have. Well, I do have ADHD, as a lot of artists I think do, or they're like dyslexic or whatever. So I was in this habit of just every couple of years being like, I'm gonna do something different, and I just be like, I'm done with this medium now. Time for a new medium. I did wood carving. I grew things with mushrooms for a bit. I did puppetry. I used to crochet. I did writing. I did stuff on Blender, like SketchUp. I used to do physical computing, so where you make animatronics.
Wow.
I did all of it.
Wow.
Yeah. And
did you find that there was a snobbery around the format of painting?
Yes, there was.
Too traditional and
exactly.
classic. Yeah.
And when I kind of looked down on it a bit, I think, if I'm so honest. I think it's also when you're in art school, it's really easy to see painting as like, oh, that's what people do when they want to make money.
Right.
And then you grow up. I don't want to say you grow up. You leave art school, you're not making stuff full time anymore because you've got to have a job. Mm-hmm. And I think in a way you go back to what you enjoyed doing before you were at art school.
Yep.
Which I did paint, as a lot of people did.
Yeah.
That's what I did when I was a young person.